Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Brilliant Shadows. The next day, she woke up early to the sound of her grumbling stomach. With a pace that would make a poorly reanimated skeleton seem like a paladin enhanced for sprinting, Ash lurched to the kitchen. She was greeted by the smiling face of the chef, stacking pancakes tall enough that the weight was beginning to compromise the structural integrity of the lower layers.
I can see in your eyes you are hungry.
With a forceful hand, he gave her a plate. The stack immediately began to wobble, threatening to topple.
Not burning things today, I see.
I never burn things. I am a master chef. Fire is my slave, and it shall never blacken my meals.
With those words, he destabilized her tower further with a less than healthy dose of syrup.
Now, go eat, and feel well.
Ash smiled. This was the cook she knew. Whatever had gotten to him last night had passed. She was more than okay with him refusing to admit he burnt something if only his mood was restored. But a pang of guilt struck her. Somehow seeing him back to his normal self. This didn't feel like home, not like it had the night before. What had it been? Ash let the thoughts die as she turned to her meal. She was, after all, still hungry. Something weird about him? Was it because he was a gray mage? Do we know that? The command was far more easily spoken than obeyed, and it was with great effort that Ash raised her thin blade up once more and brought it down at Belinda. Belinda heaved with audible effort, barely lifting the blade up in time to intercept the blow, but no longer possessing the strength to heft her own weapon after the impact. It fell, useless to the grass of the practice field. Belinda cradled her hands, gloves removed, occasionally blowing on the naked red flesh.
You would be dead now if this were a real fight, Belinda.
I know, but my hands are raw. I can't keep up with either of you. Honestly, I don't understand how Ash doesn't even look winded yet. Not to mention, every muscle in my body is screaming!
As Ash began to take stock of herself, she realized the full extent the strain of training had begun to take on her, and massaged at blisters on her palm.
I think we need to take a break for today. It's been a few hours at least.
Heck paused, nodded, and collected the pair of practice swords.
Very well, but we'll have to continue training tomorrow if you want to make any real progress.
I'll be lucky if I can even move tomorrow.
I was just considering that perhaps you should use the hot springs the soldiers use after intense training. I personally find the heat makes me sweat in excess and only causes dehydration. But perhaps the two of you might actually benefit.
There's a hot springs here, and no one told me?
Belinda turned to Ash, her eyes alight with delight.
No more bucket baths!
You are far too enthused by that.
Hey, you get excited over dead plants. My thing is hot baths.
Your thing should be more significant than that, Belinda. You never actually achieved a specialty. Your graduation is a farce without it.
Belinda stuck her tongue out at Hector and then smiled.
Do you know the way to the barracks, Ash?
Sure. I've been there more than enough times when I was much smaller.
Well, I'm supposed to spend the evening with Prudence.
Wow, you don't sound too enthused to spend the night with your lover.
We are not lovers yet. I'm not quite ready for that, even if she asked.
I just meant... never mind.
I struggle with intimacy sometimes. Prudence does not. I feel as though our relationship is lopsided in this, and I'm concerned it may create tension.
Oh, that's nice. We're going to the hot springs. Have fun!
Belinda's like, I don't give a fuck about your problems. Belinda hooked Ash's arm and began marching away, leaving Hector looking lost and forlorn.
That wasn't very nice.
I know it may seem cruel, but there has to be at least one thing he's not good at. Otherwise, the entire balance of the cosmos will be misaligned. Besides, given how much Prude likes to cuddle in the dunce, I highly doubt there's actually a problem. Now, I'm really hurting, and a hot bath sounds like just the thing, you know?
I suppose.
Light and shadows, woman. If you really are concerned, we can go check on them afterwards. But right now, we need to put our own needs to the forefront.
In that case, I might want to point out we're going the wrong way.
The two doubled back, passing Hector again.
Hello again, Hector.
Alright. The female side of the barracks was mostly abandoned. Despite attempts by the kingdom to encourage gender diversity amongst the ranks of the army, few women still chose to join the military. The few who did were usually motivated to do so by something more than your typical recruit. Very few of the women who currently served were not officers, and fewer still wanted to be positioned in the capital. The bath itself was large and steaming. Its design was a bit archaic, and it was rank with sulfur, but the heat seemed to massage the pain from Ash's muscles even before she climbed in.
Do you think we bathe in our undergarments, or...
Ash turned to see a pile of clothing, small clothes included, lying on a rock near the entrance. A splash broke the scene's silence only a moment later.
Ouch! It's more shallow than I expected. I hurt my butt.
Why would you jump in there like that? Ash smirked and slowly climbed into the water herself. Exhaustion struck her like a mace to the head, and she felt like she could almost fall asleep right there then and there.
So, you said you had been to the barracks lot before. Why's that?
Ash hadn't thought about that in a long time.
My dad was a soldier. I used to visit him a lot when I was little. He was stationed in the barracks directly beside these.
You said he was a soldier. What does he know?
Oh, is he dead? Oh, it got quiet. Ash closed her eyes.
Dead.
I'm so sorry.
Why would I say you should be? It's fine.
It's fine.
Belinda seemed to relax a bit at the words. Apparently her words had troubled herself far more than Ash.
The truth is, I haven't even thought about him in a long time. I was so young then. His death just wasn't an important part of my life. Me and Brood would just say that we had two mommies. That was long before we realized the significance of what we were saying.
I imagine you stirred up quite the scandal. An illicit affair between the king and her servant.
Belinda thought about it for a moment.
That's kinda hot, actually.
Oh my god.
I thought you were interested in boys.
Yeah, in my head I was the king and Elfnon was servant.
Okay, now we can talk about this.
I thought you had realized by now he was...
Gay? Yeah. I picked up on that after I confessed my love, and he had to expressly state it after rebuffing me twice.
Ash bit her lip, feeling a momentary pain of guilt, but ultimately decided this was still a battle she wanted no part of. It wasn't my place at that time. If there was a different scenario, I'm not going to apologize for this. She had issues of her own that occupied her mind. Ash laid a hand on Belinda's shoulder.
I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, at least you didn't force him into a kiss.
Wait, did you kiss?
Belinda looked shocked before her face curled into a Cheshire grin.
We may play for different teams, Miss Veronica Ashmar, but we're in the same boat.
Ash smiled.
And it doesn't bother you being naked in a bath with me?
Nah, if you want to look, go ahead. As long as you don't do anything super creepy, I don't mind. It's just nudity.
Huh. So tell me about yourself. Do you have any family?
Yeah, 3 little brothers and my parents. They're both alive. Don't know for how much longer, though. They're 70-something.
70? They had you when they were 50?
Yeah, no. Me and my brothers were all adopted. My parents waited too long to have kids, and before they knew it, Mom was barren. Apparently, they wanted to be financially well off before they had kids. By the time they decided to really try, they were rich as royalty, but unable to have any.
Valid.
They decided to adopt, and went to an orphanage. They couldn't decide which of us they wanted to adopt, so they ended up adopting all 4 of us.
Do you know what happened to your original parents?
No clue. None of us do. None of us care either. We're all Vikis, and that's all that matters. Though I do admit, my brothers are spoiled rotten growing up in such a wealthy home. Not to mention the fact my parents never worked a day the entire time we were growing up. Utterly spoiled.
And you weren't spoiled
That's
at
what
all?
I was thinking.
No, of course not. See, like my brother, he's currently training to become a doctor, and he plans to open up a free clinic.
That doesn't sound spoiled.
Are you kidding? He's going to work without being paid simply because he knows his family can support him, and his expensive education.
Uh-huh.
My other brother Vincent, he joined the military because he knew he was spoiled. He wanted proper discipline and structure. He's currently a commander or something.
Okay.
My youngest brother is so spoiled, he's convinced he's not even human. You see, he has the skin condition that causes long hair to grow all over his entire body, and he's so spoiled that he refuses to accept that he's even human. He's convinced that he's some other species! I mean, really, how spoiled can you be to think you're too special to be human?
Oh, are they a werewolf?
Wait, really? Covered in hair?
He also has deformed ears.
That actually doesn't sound human.
Oh, please, not you too.
What is
I,
he?
on the other hand, intend to complete my education and obtain a paying job with which I can support myself.
Even though you'd never have to work a day in your life because your parents' fortune could pay for it.
Yes, I refuse to be spoiled.
Fair enough. Though, I think we have slightly different definitions of spoiled.
The conversation suddenly died as the form of a soldier easily taller than Ash strode in, nude as the day she was born, scratching behind her ear.
Gah! Ash?
The soldier leapt backwards, quick to cover up the curtain that separated the bath from the barracks.
Do I know you?
No, but I work at the palace. I know you, because I work there. I'm a guard.
Oh, I haven't seen any female guards.
Well, they all run around in full plates. It'd be hard to tell.
Exactly.
You seem really nervous.
I don't do well with public nudity, and I've been enjoying having the bath to myself.
Well, that will be here for too much longer. I'm starting to get pruny.
Belinda raised her hands out of the water.
I'll let you finish then.
The soldier scurried away.
Did she seem a little weird to you?
Yeah, but there are degrees of weird. There's her, and then there's you, and way above that, somewhere in the stars, there's Hector.
I'm glad that I at least pale in oddity when compared to him.
My fuzzy brother pales in oddity compared to Hector.
With that, Belinda pulled herself free from the water. Ash had to admit, though the girl had an excess of weight, she carried it well.
I'm going to ask that guard about towels. I'll be right back.
Ash nodded and let herself sink beneath the water. She let her mind go blank, reaching out to grasp her errant thoughts with a focus that might have become second nature after almost a lifetime of mage training. A disturbance in the water interrupted her meditation as she cracked an eye beneath the water to see skin far too natural to that of a necromancer who had been with her only moments before. Emerging with a gasp from beneath the surface, Ash met the gaze of the lone female guard.
Hello.
Silence was her only response.
Did you suddenly change your mind?
What about?
About...
The guard's blank gaze stole words from Ash's mouth.
Are you... okay?
Oh, yes, I was just...
The soldier trailed off and fell into silence.
Okay.
Sorry, I just can't seem to find what to say.
Do you need to say something?
Oh, no, I suppose not.
That being said, I don't mind talking. Tell me, how long have you been a guard here at the palace?
Oh, I don't know. A while, I suppose? It feels like forever.
I see.
This is sketchy. It seemed like she was a rather poor conversationalist.
Do you like being a guard?
I don't mind it. I will admit it certainly hasn't been as easy as I expected, but it's strange to watch the world pass you by, not noticing. It's kind of nice, actually, not being the center of attention for once.
You were the center of attention?
Oh, yeah, yes. You know, small town, big girl, hard to avoid it.
I can empathize. Being tall can be quite the burden. I know a thing or two about being a giant freak. Guess I should get used to kissing down, huh?
The thought made her oddly sad.
You're not a freak. You're lovely.
Oh. Ash felt a rush of blood stain her cheeks. Ash suddenly became acutely aware of the fact that this woman was quite attractive and sitting with her naked.
You are, very nice yourself.
Isn't this the scary music when something bad's about to happen? The woman grew silent, and a glance up revealed she too was flushing.
Thank you. Oh, my, it's getting hot in here, isn't it? I need to step out for a moment.
With a fluid movement, she was out and gone, disappearing into the barracks. Ash sat and felt her cheeks burn. As time passed, she was no longer sure whether the cause was the embarrassment or the water. With a bit of difficulty, her head swimming, Ash climbed out of the pool and steadied herself. A moment later, Belinda arrived, a towel tied around herself.
Sorry about that. It took that girl forever to find the spirit towels.
Might have been because she was in here with me for a bit.
She was? She must have been in and out in a heartbeat. I never even noticed her get wet.
Are there doppelgangers? Is that her partner? Is that the gray mage that's partnered to her? Is she a changeling? Because the cook was weird, and this person was weird, and there's like some weird stuff going on.
But yeah, that would explain the time it took her.
Belinda proffered Ash the towel, and the necromancer quickly wrapped herself up. They took little more time to dress and ready themselves to leave. On the way out, Ash met the eyes of the guard. Her expression was one of relief, and Ash watched her grab her own towel and head to the bath. Something's up. But this will have to wait till next time. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, you make sure you're subscribed, and please do. If you want to see more from me, you're welcome to go check me out on the Mercenaries of Mischief channel. That's where I play a warlock necromancer myself, actually, and have a lot of fun doing it. So make sure to stick around, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.